Hello and welcome to another huge edition of All In. We're back second week of 2025 and it was nothing short of just pure domination, Lewis Willoughby.
Yeah, it was. It was a great way to start the new season, the new crop, guys. We saw them pretty well in week one. Unfortunately, history will tell us that means weeks two onwards are going to be absolute strip outs. But at least we had one in the season, boys. It was great to see.
Yeah, nice way to start, Dino. You're in good form as well. You sent me through a list of winners. Bellazine, another Will. I think I might have tipped the winner of the River as well of the
You did?
inlets. So yeah, it was good. Good little day. You did well. Couple notable mentions to you having one of the great multi wins of all time. And we won't, before we welcome you in, we might just pot you. You sent a screenshot asking you should cash out, and we just gave it was one of the great go have a good hard look at yourself sort of comebacks, wasn't it, Louis?
Yeah, it was. It was great. We talked him out of it. I will say, Ganno, I woke up to a message the next day saying, I think Dino cashed out, hey?
Yeah.
I said, no, he sent us a screenshot of the win.
That's the schooners of Karakans that'll get you. They'll catch up on you. But Dino, well done. Good betting weekend for you and all in punters. They'll be happy. They would have had their pockets full. So well done, mate.
Thank you. It was a good team effort. I think we all found a couple at big odds too. They weren't just the shorties. So we got Brightside beat with another Will and a couple others. And yes, thanks to you guys and my mates as well, because without
hang on a sec.
your input,
you guys and my mates,
all my non-racing mates, because I sent them the screenshot too, and I said, "What do I do, boys? I need some advice." And they said, "What would you prefer? Would you prefer to lose $50 that you spent on the multi, or would you prefer to cash out and miss out on the sum that it was?" Right. So no, that's where the racing community is good. Come in,
they're a lot kinder than
good result.
Were.
Yeah, exactly. That's very true.
Right, let's go straight into it. Black Caviar Lightning Stakes down the Flemington Straight, 1,000 metres, Switzerland. Your $2.80 favourite odds, courtesy of Tab Growing Empire, $3.50. Traffic Warden, $6. I'm me, $8. I'm not sure why I'm even bothering going any further because the winner is already in those top three. Espionage, Benedetta, Mornington Glory, others. Lewis Willoughby kick us off the Black Caviar Lightning Stakes for 2025.
Yeah, look, I've got to be honest, guys. This is going to be a bit of a theme of the show this afternoon, not to put a dampen on it, but I just think that a lot of these tab markets that we're looking at for the feature racing on the weekend, they've pretty much just got it spot on, and I've really struggled to find an all-in play, something at odds early to spec. What I will say is that it's going to be an unreal weekend of racing, both in Melbourne with this race and then with the really top-line 2,000-metre horses resuming in Sydney, Fangirl, Charwolf, Via Sistina, etc. So it's going to be a great weekend. I'm just struggling to find value. So Switzerland was $3 an hour ago when I was doing my form. It's now $2.80. It's had the two Sydney trials and a Flemington jump out, so it's fitting forward, but and is proven as the ultimate straight horse, winning the Coolmore and going straight on past a couple of key rivals here. Will it start shorter than 280 on the day? Very possibly, but I wouldn't think by much, seeing that Growing Empire is a real talent. Traffic Warden maybe had excuses towards the end of last preparation, and then a few of the others, although are not as good as Switzerland, are maybe better suited to the 1,000 metres. IME, for example, and Isthmus are proper 1,000-metre horses, but are obviously not as classy as your Switzerlands, etc. So I really don't know what to do here, guys, to be honest. I might even throw to you, Dino. Obviously, I'll say Switzerland hardest to beat. I probably couldn't back Growing Empire to beat it, and Traffic Warden, I think, wants 1,400 metres eventually. So where does that leave me? Taking 280 just is not exciting. I'd rather just watch how it all plays out and enjoy it for the spectacle it is, Dino.
Yeah, I think you've summed it up brilliantly, Lou. It is a phenomenal race. Is it a good betting race? I think it will be when market's out, but I don't think there's any errors or edges this far out. It's just, I heard this week it's injured. It's out of this race. I don't know. It shouldn't be in the market. I'm pretty sure they put a report out. So if you are backing that horse, don't, because I don't think it's going here. I think you've summed it up well. The top three in the market have all had efforts down the straight, so they've got the experience. Espionage is the only one that hasn't. He's probably the one that I could maybe have a little spec on at big odds, but he's off a massive layoff. The big guys won't like him. We'll note Gannon, Traffic Warden, he is a noted bleeder, so he should be tip-top ready to go to win this race first up. You don't want to leave any fitness out there in case of that. So that's something probably to note where maybe Growing Empire is going to have a little bit more juice in the tank for later on. So I went in circles. I'll land on Switzerland, but no bet this far out, Gunner.
You can still get $3.20 Switzerland around the grounds. I suggest you just take that now because I think he turns up and he wins the race. He put a fair bit on Growing Empire, and granted, probably that horse was to the end of its preparation, but there's like 3 lengths. Like that's a pretty big margin to flip on its head now. His trial, albeit he ran last in that trial, to my eye, which could be garbage, but it's held in good stead so far, was enormous. Like, was super. He just did it so easily, and then through the line, he was brilliant. So, I think he wins this race. If I had to have another pick, at the prices most definitely be Traffic Warden. I think he and Growing Empire should be a lot closer together. And then I couldn't see you into anything else, like nothing at all. You could give me 20, you could be 30 to 1. I just don't think I would be that overly confident. I don't think espionage even goes here. So just be careful with that.
Yeah.
You might, but I'd say genuine 50-50 proposition. And I don't think that you would get worse than $11 anyway come Wednesday when the bids are out.
And it won't be backed off that long layoff either.
So don't stress.
Interesting.
Go take your $3.20 something Switzerland and maybe multi it up if you're that way inclined. We'll find you something else, Dino. Sorry.
I was going to say, Traffic Warden and Switzerland met obviously in the Coolmore. I'm trying to think of the top of my head. I know Traffic Warden pulled up with, I think it was cardiac arrhythmia or something in that effort. But on top of my head, I think it SP'd shorter than Switzerland.
It was outrageous the price they bet Switzerland in that Coolmore.
Yeah.
Just absolutely.
I think it was obviously off that poor prep, like not the ideal prep. He obviously had the gut bust first up. They freshened him and et cetera, et cetera. So, that's, you probably make a good point. Out of all of them, Traffic Warden's maybe the one that's a touchline could shorten to get closer to Growing Empire.
Yeah, I think so. I think you got the right favourite there, and then I think the second favourite, they should be pretty much close together, and away we go. But let's see what happens come Wednesday, and barrier draws will play their part. If you draw one and they're coming down the middle or the outside, then may not be the place to be either, and you're going to need some tactical versatility to overcome that. Let's go to the CS Hayes Stakes. Interesting sort of race here. Royal Insignia, $4. A Henline, $7. Fiorucci, $9. Storm Ahead, $9. Gold Rush Guru, $11. And $1. Needs to bounce back. Was pretty disappointing first up. Opening address, Red Aces, Seeples, Wonder Boy, all $11. And Railway Man, interesting horse nominated here, $13. Lewis, kick us off for the CSAs.
Yeah, a lot of time for that favourite Royal Insignia who won the race that Ndola ran the last in. It was a little bit of a bunch finish, but they all seemingly ran good splits home. The one I'm keen on at $7, and it's a horse we were keen on, Gano, you and I mainly last preparation, is Henline, who's had 3 jump outs leading into this. The latest 2 proper pushed out through the line, really giving a rev up, which just kind of indicates to me that they might be trying to get it ready to go and perform fresh, albeit its best comes later in the preparation over the 2,000 metres, etc. But I just think I like these staying horses resuming. I've spoken about it a number of times on this show that they can often put in a sneaky good one fresh. And in a race where Royal Insignia, albeit that group win last start was good, I don't think it was anything spectacular. And Henline was proper Group 1 competitive last preparation. So, yeah, I just thought at the $7 maybe deserved to be a little closer to the market. There's others in there you can certainly make a case for as well. Fiorucci was really good. Storm Ahead is an interesting one. Gold Rush Guru, also interesting. 2,500 metre, what was it, a derby or something that it won. Instead of trialling, it looks like they just went to a sprint race at Morfettville, basically a trial just to get some money, which is interesting and might have brought it on a little bit, but it certainly wants further. And Ndola, I thought, was, as you said, Gannon, pretty disappointing, and I probably wouldn't want to take $11 about it unless, I'd have to see it again before I stormed into it. So I think if you're saying what's
thing, Lou, with it
for Ndola,
yeah.
Well, look, maybe, but
still a bit
I think even still, like, it's not like it had a really tough run and faded. It had a soft run back in the field, was behind them, but not in any sense cluttered up, pushed out and just failed to go on with it. So if it is a fitness thing, I would be a little worried. I'd rather it have a, tough run and fade late and say that fitness gave out. Henline, I think at the $7, Dino, is the play for me.
Yep, I'll listen to you too because I have absolutely no idea who he is, Gannon. I won't waste my or anyone's time. I'll throw straight to you.
Yeah, I thought that maybe for HA might be the horse. Is that how you pronounce it, Lou? For HA?
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, you are the man that you'd know this. It's the only horse that I can really find landing on speed. I'm trying to sort of just work out what else is going to go forward and own the race. And I'm looking at this and I see Royal Insignia, I see, Ndola, other horse that I sort of didn't mind in the race. Was it Storm Ahead that came through that same race? Name escapes me now, but I all thought a lot of these are going to get back headline as well. And I thought that Ferruccio is probably the horse that can sort of be out in front, do its own thing. Whether it's good enough to come back and sort of produce what it did last start, I'd suggest it would. But at $3 a place, if you want to have a bet, I think that's probably the way to do it. $3 a place.
I'll say quickly as well that race that Royal Insignia won and Ndola came through. A lot of smart people, same race, were tipping Wonder Boy, who I think
That's the horse, Wonder
spotted
Boy.
them. Yeah, spotted them
Sorry.
a bit and flew home and just couldn't. Probably it was a case of didn't have the right tempo and map in that race, but a lot of people said Wonder Boy will win that, and you're getting $11 here if it does lob up in this race to try and turn the tables.
Thank you for that, Louis. That's the horse I was thinking about. It wasn't Storm Ahead. Storm Ahead's a Julius Sandu horse, but Wonder Boy was the
it
one.
Comes
that
off a
was probably
maiden win and it kind of just
a packer.
grind to the line. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, leave me out of that. I'm not sure how you get that horse $9.
Yeah,
That was interesting.
well,
Wonder
it's
Boy is
$9.
the one.
Yeah, Wonder Boy's the one. No strings attached. Who I was mentioning last week, they scratched. It comes off a pack and win, and it's $26. And I thought it was far better than Storm Ahead. Anyway, I'm getting dribbly here.
Well, you're not. It's important because people will be out there. It's fourth. It's in the fourth line of betting. People or third line of betting. People out there going, "Why haven't you mentioned it?" Well, we haven't mentioned it because Louis wants it $31. That'll probably do us in Melbourne, unless anyone has any other plays down there at Flemington. No, beautiful. Let's head up to Sydney. The Apollo Stakes V16 at $280, Charles Wolf $350, Fangirl $4, Jolly Star $6. What a field! Longer the rest, double figures. Dino, the Apollo Stakes for 2025.
Yep, tricky race in the sense of Jolly Star creates a lot of interest. Obviously nominated for the Expressway as well. I'm not sure for you to know which way she'll go. I'm guessing 1200. She's 2 from 2 fresh 1200 in her career.
Yeah, I'd say that as well, Dino, for sure. You'd think 1200, surely.
And I doubt she'd want to, put her in this race against V16 because she'd probably beat it over 1400. Good race, outstanding race. Chow Wolf's trolling up. He improved sharply. His first row a little bit soft, I thought, and then the second one they put the work into his legs. He looked really good. What do we do with this race? I can't chime in a V at that price. Can't chime in a Chow Wolf for that price. The horse I can chime into is Zardozi at $15. I think you can go each way this far out. She looked outstanding in a recent trial. I know they stripped her to a Melbourne Cup, but sometimes we see these stayers that come off Melbourne Cup runs. They sprint really, really well in their first run, and then they're down for the rest of the preparation. We've seen it time and time again, and I'm thinking she might be the one. Just that sort of prep run before the Melbourne Cup as well. The 1,600 metres, I think it was 3-4 days before. I'm trying to think of the race top of my head. Just is in the back of my mind. I think she's a dynamite 14, 16, 2,000 metre horse. So Zardozi, the tip for me there is a bit of rain around 2, Louis, so that helps her cause in the Polo Stakes.
Yep, that was going to be my main point is the weather. And Zardozi's got good wet form, so can't talk you out of that. It flooded today. I saw on social media Fox Studios, or the entertainment quarter, as they now call it, which is dead set at, click and a half, 2 clicks down the road, was like proper, completely flooded. Cars were like just full on flooding on the road. They couldn't even, it's not even like it was wheel deep and they were getting past it. They were completely cast, flooded on the road. So combine that today with rain for the rest of the week. It says up to 20 mils on race day as well. Really humid conditions though. Who knows what's going to happen with this track. I was thinking we're going to be pretty wet, soft 7+. And similar to the Lightning Stakes, again, I just thought the market had this pretty spot on. Like, I don't know what else to tell you there. Sistina looked good, did win a Group 1 Winx Stakes fresh last prep, 1,400, but took every inch of the 1,400 and a pretty good ride to get there. Chill Wolf, I texted you guys earlier in the day what you thought his best distance was. He's a Group 1 winner over a mile and was minor placed over 2,400 metres on a heavy 8. So do you say, as Dino said, in the middle and 2,000 metres? That's probably true. Can he win, or can he run better than a couple of others at 1,400 metres off that Group 1 win over a mile? Possibly 2 also, but I just kind of want to see him first up and start to get a better read on Chilwell. Fangirl at $4, maybe a little forgotten. I think you swap the runs. We didn't Via Sistina in that Group 1 Winks last preparation, and the result swaps as well. Trialing as well as each of them, but 5 starts heavy track for Zip. So if it's heavy conditions, you're really starting to worry Fangirl. And then next in the market is Jolly Star, who we mentioned off the top, and then it becomes a Tissue who, yeah, I'm not sure about. So then maybe Zardozi's the one at $15, as Dino said. I just, again, can't find an edge here. And if Jolly Star comes out, it probably doesn't make the job any easier with the market. Gun to my head, Fangirl, $4, but that's not a tip.
Pretty scary race, isn't it, really? Does Via Sistina turn up here and go around if it's a bottomless 10?
Well, that Turnbull's in the back of everyone's mind. Wheels spun that day.
Yeah. And that probably wasn't even bottomless heavy either, really. It was.
Oh, it really wasn't.
Heavy 8 Flemington, so it's not even like, The
good thing about Randwick, it does sort of, we know it can drain throughout the week pretty well, and it's been, but yeah, it's a good question, Gannon, because Fangirl's the same. Like, would you kick her off here?
Well, rain on day is everything, right? That's going to be the determining factor. If they don't get Randwick drives up pretty well these days. If they don't get rain on race day, probably gets to a 7, right? We're still in the midst of summer, but 24 degrees and it's going to rain. Like, just looking at the forecast now, fellas, as Louis sort of said, it was up to 20. I'm seeing 0 to 10. Probably only need 5 to 6 and in a bit of strife. I just sort of now have big question marks over the race. Like, so Via Sistina, you'd say if it was a heavy track, less than 50% chance of turning up. Fangirl, 0. You'd probably see Chilwell turn up, right? No reason why that wouldn't turn up. But then probably just you go down, and I tend to agree with Dino. Zardozi's probably one, and I thought Just Folk for Beji. It's a horse that absolutely swims.
Loves her.
Absolutely swims. 1400 meters is going to be on speed, like right there, probably leading. On a day where it might just be tough to make up ground on a really rain-affected track. If you look around, you're going to get about $5-6 a place. So I think those two horses a place are the way to go, Zardozi and Just Folk. Let's go to a Expressway Stakes.
They probably don't need it. Sorry, going just back there. They probably don't need it heavy either. Those two horses, like I'm thinking Zardozi, or even Zardozi 6 or 7 suits her perfect. I think a bog maybe takes a touch away from her, but yeah,
Just Folk would need it heavy to be competitive against this. Against
this
one for sure. Like I don't see him winning the race, but I think if you turn up here on Saturday and it's a heavy 8 or a 9, then raining 5 horses, and these are all in markets where you need to run top 3. All of a sudden, $6 is a pretty good bet to place. So I could have a little spec there and hope the rain comes. Nothing big though. Nothing big. Expressway Stakes, Jolly Star 280, Magic Time 350, Alentia 450, Airman 11, Disneck 11. And the list just goes on and on and on and on of horses at double figures until you get to Brunel at $26. They know.
Yep, a good little race. Another race that probably we'll wait to see which horses line up. I'm guessing strongly that Jolly Star will turn up here. A fresh 1200 metre record is phenomenal. I think her trial suggests she's come back bigger, better, stronger than ever this preparation. Handles soft, handles firm. Her best goes first up. I think the only knock potentially is that J-Mac's not going to be in Sydney. He's going to be down in Melbourne. In saying that, I think it's a point and shoot set up with her. Do respect Magic Time and a couple of others, but $2.80 here is an absolute gift for mine. I think the biggest thing about the autumn is there's no carrot dangled for an Everest, so I think Chris can probably plan the preparation off what's best for her and not probably what's best for the prize money set up. So I think she's going to be at the back end of the autumn, probably our best sprinter we have. So I think the $2.80 is an absolute gift here in the Expressway, Lou.
What about the wet track, Dino? If it's a higher soft to heavy, I know she hasn't run on heavy race day, so it's certainly not a knock, but is there anything, I don't know if you've watched trials of her in wet going, if she's had any, is there anything to say that she should be okay on a soft or maybe not good on a soft? What do you think?
No, I think she should be fine. I think a heavy 8 would be a concern. I think if anything, you won't see her run around if it's on that sort of setup, but nothing sort of suggests that she doesn't handle it all. I know her record says that maybe she is a dry track specialist. But in saying that, I remember second up when she was flat in the Shirako last preparation, Chris came out and said maybe it was too firm for her. She needs a little bit softer. Then she got a soft 5 Everest. She was great. So I think up to a soft 5, soft 6, soft 7, anything like that, the good horses handle it. 8's the query first up. But yeah.
Yeah, I say it pretty similar.
Oh, sorry, Louis.
Yeah, no, that's right. So Jolly Star is the best horse in the race, and he's trolling the house down, as you mentioned, Dino, and is the winner. But that's it. That second horse in the market, Magic Time, with a wet track, just starts to give me some question marks, because you know how good Magic Time is on a heavy track if it gets into a heavy range. 2 jump outs in Victoria. I went and watched them, won the latest really well. So I think if Jolly Star's going good, Magic Time is also going good. And the rest, no, I can't see. I mean, something like a Disney could come out for Bjorn and win, and you'd probably just keep laughing the way he's going.
Heavy track form, atrocious.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter anymore, really, does it? It just if V Baker is in form guide, don't worry about anything else.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, right? If it is a heavy, Magic Time comes so hard into calculations. Soft, I'll go 16. I won't go up to a 7. I'll say soft 6 or better. Jolly Star wins. Easy.
What about Give Me the Beat Boys, a horse that comes over here for Michael Friedman, not something we usually see from the UK. He's been seen at the trials. Ran a nice second behind, over 900 behind She's an A-lister and Traffic Ward, and She's an A-lister went to a new level and ran really well on Saturday, albeit not up to this level. And then Way to the Stars is off and gone, over 1,000, and it ran third there. Dino, did you have any opinion of that horse? Obviously, 2 from 2 on the soft. I can't imagine a rain-affected track's going to be an issue for Give Me the Beat Boys.
Yeah, I like the first trial. Second trial was a little bit less exciting. I think it's a French horse. It's a Group 3 winner overseas over, I think it's 14 maybe. I'm trying to think of the top of my head. I did look at this horse because I saw it and thought
Phoenix Sprint Group 3 over 1207.
Yeah, and I've been noticing a little bit with Friedman trained horses, they can have a touch of a flat trial. Paladin was an example. Maharuna on Friday night, example there. So, I agree with you, Gannon. It creates a lot of interest, and the betting will be big. I think it's a good stable at the moment to be betting up on, especially first up. So, not liked first trial, flat-ish second trial, but could be common for the stable.
Yeah, you're getting $11 it. $1 each way on that, I reckon. But I agree with you too, Louis. But Magic Time, but geez, they've already almost priced it in that it's a heavy track, $3.50.
Yeah,
that's a challenge.
I agree. Again, it's not a race I could bet now, and it's more a day thing. Like just this weather makes it so tricky, right? Like,
completely agree with you. Anything else, lads? Any other races you want to hone in on? Maybe we'll just go best bets for the remainder of the all-in show. Louis, you want to kick us off?
I was going to have
other plays as well.
Yep. So quickly tell another play is going to be in the light fingers. DeClichy Boulevard, $13, and whatever it is, a place. I think Lady Shenandoah, an obvious star. Lady of Camelot is up and going, and has a bit of that fitness on her side against Lady Shenandoah, and no real knock on the rest, but I think with Dance to the Boom at $8 and DeClichy Boulevard $13, I thought it was just a little bit of overs. Has a good wet form, which might just give it the slight edge. It's had the 2 trials. It won the first of them over Via Sistina and just was really dominant. Ears pricked, and that was on a wet track, and she just looked to skip through it really nicely. So I think if it's wet at $13 for a horse trialling well, who certainly I don't think has the class of a Lady Shenandoah or a Lady of Camelot, not heaps far off them, but not to them. But gee, if you can get just a little bit of an edge on a wet track, she might be the one at a good each way quote. Dino, in the light fingers, if you've got any thoughts there.
Yep, love it, Lou. Lady of Camelot favourite is a massive edge, I think. I think this horse, I don't know if anyone's seen its latest trial, it looked like me and Gannon walking home from the pub late. It's just wobbling everywhere, looked under pressure. I doubt it's grown, looking at physically as well. It looks like it hasn't changed since 2. I know it was luckless last start, but I'm concerned where that horse is at. And at that price, I think it's ridiculous. I think Lady Shenandoah is one of, if not the greatest, all-in bets you can have. This horse, 1 trial into that 1,400-metre win. I don't even know if Autumn Glow would have beat it in the flight stakes. Going to get Zach Lloyd aboard, the trials, and even the tick-over little jump out in the weekend between runs, races on Saturday was outstanding. I think she's going to be the best filly to come out of the autumn, and at $3.80, I'd be more than happy to back her all the way down to $2.50. Wet is it's fine as well. Debuted on a heavy 10, handled it fine. Ran second behind Clean Energy up there in Queensland in a soft 6. So I don't think rain or wet matters with this horse. I just think she is the real deal, Lady Shenandoah, and that's my best all-in play of the weekend too, Gannon.
Ooh, love it. My best all-in play of the weekend is Switzerland. Lock it in. Lou, your best? Absolute best.
I'll go Henline then, guys, to switch it up a little bit at $7. Maybe the place is I don't know what price the place was, or if that's too weak, let's just go win $7. Who cares? But you guys have
go to
stolen
place. We can make sure
top
we
two
get it
trades. Home. Yeah, true.
Love it.
All right, I'll let you decide that, boss.
Oh yeah, Luke Ovanesi, and he can sort that all out. That's firmly in his department. He's sitting back there waiting for this to be sent to him. So we'll get it off to you, Lukey. Thanks for all your hard work. Have you got anything for the midweek punters there, Dino? And don't give me that one I told you it's not going around tomorrow. Don't give us that.
No, I know. This is tricky because Goldwyn's a heavy 10, so I don't even know if it's going to run. I think there's a good stayer.
Go to Hawkesbury.
Makes it debut. Yeah, I haven't looked at Hawkesbury just yet. We'll go to Goldwyn, race 7, number 2. Hurstville Zagreb is the name of the horse. First up, 1,500 metres, 3 really good trials for John O'Shea and Charlton. Luke, anything from you?
I think it's nominated for Hawkesbury as well, isn't it? In the market for Hawkesbury.
Is it?
So, double check. Anyway,
could be double.
We're 1 for 1 on the midweek bets with Climb the Ladder, P-wording, and we're going to Seymour Butts on Wednesday. Race 2, number 14, Hubristic.
You're kidding me.
The pricing, Kent Junior. What Jack Stillions?
Gone to the black book. There's only one horse sitting in the black book that's going around on Wednesday, and you've taken it.
Oh, I love it.
Cop that. Have that, Gannon. Cop that. Yeah, that's the one. Well, we can both be on it, mate. We can both cheer it up.
Party horse. Beautiful.
Party horse.
Righto, that's all in. If you want to get involved in the multi, well, you've got to let us know who is going to win the Lightning Stakes. But you just got to not just let us know by name of a horse, you'll let us know the margin of victory. Really simple as that. Get involved. If you leave a nice little comment there, the more you're right, the nicer you are, the more weight Luke will give you in the duck race. How's that?
Mm.
Or if you reverse engineer that, the less weight you will carry.
Less weight, yeah, I was going to say.
For us sports racing fans. That's another edition of All In. Make sure you do subscribe to the Great Tip Off YouTube channel. Like we got that out. You'll catch all Louis' work on the morning line. He reckons he works until 2 o'clock, but I would have thought the morning line would finish at 12, Lou.
Yeah. No. Afternoon line? No.
Well, the show goes till 10:30, but they kept me around.
Fair enough. DeanWatling.com. Get all your stuff. Thanks, boys. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks,
I hope we can knock out of the park again. Bye for now.
Yeah.
Cheers, lads.